I trust that you downloaded and printed that PDF file that was there on the website, the PDF file applying quadratic functions. We're going to look at the three problems in these next three videos that involve finding the minimum or maximum value of a quadratic function. Problem number 1 says, a mining company has determined that the cost in $C per ton of mining a mineral is given by the equation C of x equals 2/10 x squared minus 2x plus 12, where x is the number of tons of the mineral that is mined. So C represents the cost, the function value represents the cost, x represents the number of the tons of the mineral that are mined. So part A says find the number of tons, so that means we're trying to find the x value. X represents the number of tons. Find the number of tons of the mineral that should be mined to minimize the cost. Now, why is it going to be minimizing the cost? Cost is our function. Our function is a quadratic function, and because that coefficient is positive, that means it's a quadratic function with a parabola that looks like this. So down here is the vertex, and that would be the minimum value of the function, and that's where we want to minimize the cost. So we need to find the x value, which in this case is the number of tons of the mineral that would make that happen. And remember how we find the x value of the vertex. The way we find the x value of the vertex is by taking minus b over 2a. So that's minus negative 2 divided by 2 times 2/10. And if you do that arithmetic, that's 2 over 4/10, and 2 divided by 4/10 is 5. So that's the x value, of the vertex. And in this problem, x represents the number of tons of the mineral we should mine. So this says if we want to minimize the cost of mining, then we should mine 5 tons of the mineral. Now, what would the minimum cost be? That's what the next question asks. What is the minimum cost? The minimum cost, the cost is the function value. The cost is the y value. So it's the y value of the vertex. And the way we find that is we substitute 5, the x value we found, into the function. And when we do that, the answer we get is, I believe it was 7, yes. The answer we get is 7 when we do all of that arithmetic. And this is 7 is the c value, is the function value, so that's cost. So that's $7, and that was the, as I recall, that was to be the cost per ton. So if we want to minimize the cost per ton, we should only mine 7 tons of the mineral, and that will keep the cost at the minimum. So we analyze this quadratic function in terms of its parabola. The parabola opened up, so the vertex is where the minimum value of the function is. And we use that technique of finding the vertex to be able to answer those questions. Here's a good example of an application of a quadratic function.